Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Butterscotch Rewatch. I am Katie, the Gen X mom.
And I'm Ireland, the Gen Z daughter.
And today we're going to review She-Devil, which was made in 1989. There's Meryl Streep and Roseanne Barr. We realized that Roseanne Barr is canceled, but this was made in 1989 for a long time. But this movie was made in 1989, and we're going to go ahead and give our view on the character, not the actress.
Yeah, I feel like especially with all of these 80s and like maybe early 90s movies, there's always like one actor from each of those movies that are canceled. So I feel like the people know.
Yeah, it's kind of hard not to have someone not canceled. Like, you're like, oh,
no, literally.
I love that actor. And then you're like, oh, I don't love that actor.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So I had a fun week, Ireland.
Oh, yeah.
So if you if you've seen any of our last, I think I did it.
It was the last.
No,
two ago, because I think we talked about it during Florida Man.
Yeah. Okay. So I have lost a little bit of vision in my right eye, and I was joking how my husband wanted to get me an eye patch, and he's like, and then Ireland was like, oh, I saw on Amazon that you were looking at eye patches.
Yeah, in the recent searches, it says fashion eye patches for women.
Okay. So of course, I'm not going to wear an eye patch. I don't need to wear an eye patch. It's not that bad. It's reversible. It's just blurry.
And it's getting better now, isn't it?
It is getting better, yeah.
A little bit better?
Yeah.
That's good.
So I come home from the regular doctor, and I pull into the driveway, and there's the Amazon driver, and I'm like, I have not ordered anything from Amazon, but okay, she's coming here. So yeah, so I grab it, and I'm like, it's really weird. I'm like, feeling it. I'm like, okay. So I get inside, and I'm like, I look and I'm like, it has my name on it, but it doesn't have my middle name. So I know I didn't order it. So I'm like, And then I open it. I'm going to show you what was inside. This was inside.
All you're missing is a parrot for your shoulder.
Okay. Wow.
That's really bad.
Wow. I have to say, this would be an eye patch I would wear for like.
Is that a skull?
Also, yeah, it's very fancy.
Oh my God, like a gold skull. Okay. So for the people that are listening, this is a very fancy eye patch.
Yeah, it's like a pirate, like a sexy pirate, where it's got like the feathers. It's got like a gold chain hanging from
ribbon, gold chains. There's like a lace like embroidering on the outside. Wow.
It's not a basic fashion eye patch for women. It's a very nice
party eye patch.
Yes. Okay. So I open that up and I go, mother flipper. It's my husband, and I'm literally in my head like can see your dad with like his friends at work on lunch, on the phone going, oh, we're going to order Katie an eye patch. It's going to be hilarious. And I'm literally like in my head, this is them going,
she's going to love this.
And like, you can order on my account so she doesn't know she can't see it or whatever. And I'm like, that a-hole. So I'm like, you know what, smart Alec, I'm going to go and I'm going to put it on. Okay, so I have one of my Halloween decorations is a 6.5 foot tall Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty. I love Sleeping Beauty and I love Maleficent. She's my favorite evil person.
Yeah, your villain.
Yeah, my villain. And she's 6.5 feet tall. So she's very large. So it fit on her perfectly. So I put it on her. I take a picture of it. I send it to your dad and I go, hilarious. And that's all I sent him. Then I'm texting. I think I texted you. I texted Auntie Kelly. I think I texted my mom, your grandma. I'm like, Mom, look at what Eddie did. It was him and his friend Jimmy. I'm for sure they did it, because Nana knows Jimmy. So I was like, I know they did it. They did it as a joke. I'm like, look at this fool. And I was like, but I put it on Maleficent. So ha 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 ha. So then I text my best friend Ellen. Okay. And I'm like the same thing. I sent her a picture of the Maleficent. And I'm like, look what Eddie thought. He was so slick and doing. But Maleficent needed it more or whatever. Ha 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 ha. So your dad comes home and he's like, I go, hilarious. Was that necessary? And he's like, what? I'm like, and then he just like played it. He's like, what? He's like, okay. And he didn't like say anything like he did it or he didn't do it. So then I must have got distracted. And I look at my phone and I get a text message from Ellen and it says, wasn't Eddie.
Ellen's so sneaky.
It was my best friend, Ellen. Sneaky,
that's so funny. Yeah, no, I love it.
Our relationship, that is exactly something we would do for each other. So I appreciate that. We're like those people when they say like, if you have that friend who would laugh at you if you fall down the stairs first before helping you and then help you, that's us. Like we would laugh at each other. That's a true friend. Yeah, that's how you know it's a true friendship. Yes. So so I literally texted her back and I was like, are you serious? And I'm like, I'm dead. I literally just typed, I'm dead with like a skull. because it has.
She just texts LMAO with the laughing crying emojis.
So,
look at that.
While I do think I could probably rock this. Yeah, I probably could rock this.
Okay.
All right, yeah, I could rock that. I do appreciate the gesture. I think it's hilarious. And I just love the actual text message. Not Eddie.
Wasn't Eddie.
Wasn't Eddie.
Wasn't Eddie.
So kudos to you. Good. Kudos to you, Ellen, on the a prank well done. Yes. Yeah. So
yeah. Ellen won.
Yes.
I patch 0.
She wins this one, yeah. You win this round. So how is your week going?
Week is good. It's better now that it's over. We have a 3-day weekend because when you work at a school, it's amazing and you have all these days off. But don't you also have Martin Luther King Jr. Day off too? See? Benefits of working in a school.
No.
But it's much needed because I had my last, if there's any teachers or any people that know any family members that are teachers, observations are like the worst anxiety inducing thing that you have to go through because as a teacher, even though we do not make that much money and, have to sometimes parent children and, go through all of these different things and we're mandated reporters and all this nonsense. We also have to be observed like 3 times a year and then also have like random pop-ins where they don't tell you that they're coming in. You never know. And then you always have all these like state things going on. So I finally had my last formal observation this week, which is when they stay in your class period for the full time. And ours is like a 50-minute class period. So it's quite a long time with, kind of being anxious.
Just somebody watching you.
Exactly. And it's just literally like I feel like I'm like even breathing wrong when you're in there because my anxiety's kind of bad. So I even woke up and I was like, I think I'm gonna throw up. And I'm not somebody that pukes like very easily. So I was like, I feel like I'm gonna throw up. I didn't, but it was like it was bad.
Yeah.
And I didn't eat. I just was drinking water and then. Yeah, but then as soon as it was over, I was fine. It's just, my anxiety gets kind of bad. But it went good. She literally said at the end, she's like, you did a good job. So that made me feel a little bit better about it.
Very professional.
Yes, it was very nice. Yes, it was. And it made me feel better. And then something was actually posted in the thing. Yeah. So I got to read all my comments and all of them were good. So that was very relieving. But other than that, we had like a night where you get to, because I coach too, so like we had to advertise our sports for the incoming 8th graders. So then I did stay at the school until like 8 o'clock at night. And then, but on Tuesday, we got to see Phantom of the Opera.
Oh, yeah.
And that was so incredible. Like I was telling my kids like in school about it, and my kids were like, what is that? Because they don't know. They have no idea.
That's like my old school.
Well, no, like they just don't know like musical theater in general.
Oh, so that's our fun week we had. If anybody cares, if you don't, fast food.
No, literally, they're like, okay, next.
They're like lame. If you'd like me to send you an eye patch, please. No.
Yeah, whoever comments first gets a signed eye patch.
Yeah, right. God, people are like, no.
If we ever have merch,
unsubscribe.
Yeah, they're like, please never have merch. We're literally only getting fashion eye patches.
And it will be an eye patch, I promise. If we ever get big enough to have merch. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
If we ever do, I promise, I'm making the 10 subscribers promise that we will have a Butterscotch Rewatch eye patch. It will be like blinged out. So if I have to make them all myself, I will.
I was going to say, we'll hand bling them.
All right, should we get into the movie?
I guess. Speaking of perms.
Yeah, speaking
Roseanne
of perms.
Barr.
Yeah, that perm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so, the movie is She-Devil. Like I said, 1989 this came out. It starred Roseanne Barr. She's Ruth Pratchett. Meryl Streep, who looks gorgeous in this. I mean, she's always gorgeous.
Stunning.
She's just a queen.
She looks stunning now.
Yes. Like, she's never stopped being stunning. She plays Mary Fisher, who's like a romantic writer, kind of like a Danielle Steele or Jackie Collins kind of writer. We have Ed Begley Jr. He's Bob Pratchett. So is it Pritchett or Pratchett? Pritchett?
I thought it was Pratchett, I think.
Okay, well, we're just going to go with Pratchett. We're probably wrong.
Pritchett or Pratchett?
I'm too lazy to look it up, so we're going to go with that.
Fact check us.
He's the husband. And then I want to mention Linda Hunt she plays Hooper. And I just love her. She's like that person where you've seen them in multiple movies, but you're like, I don't know what their name is. When I looked up Linda Hunt, because she was given like 4th like billing in this.
Like yeah.
I was like, wait, which one's that? And it was her, and she was in Kindergarten Cop. That's what I remember her for. She's the little. I think she was a principal. I think that's what she was. Principal, maybe.
No idea. I didn't really recognize her like that, but it's also because I haven't really watched a lot of like the 80s movies recently.
It's not a tumor.
I was really like, so Ed Begley Jr., even though he plays like a scumbag in this movie. So he's in Young Sheldon. He plays the main professor that like helps him get into Caltech. Like he's like the professor at Texas.
Okay.
That like helps him. And then also so you've watched Modern Family, right?
Yes.
So Modern Family, it's Jay's ex-wife's, that's like her boyfriend. So Ed Begley Jr. plays her boyfriend because remember when she's like, she wants to be like buried as a tree. Like she wants to be reincarnated as a tree. She's very spiritual. Yeah. He literally is the one that's like bringing the tree to the house. He's like, here, she wants to be buried here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what because I'm chronically watching television, so those are the two that I was like, I know this man.
Yeah, I was worried you wouldn't know who he was, so I'm glad. He was also in a couple episodes of The Simpsons.
I had to look it up.
Yeah.
Like, his voice definitely sounds familiar, but he looks so familiar. I was like, oh my god, wait, I've seen him for sure. But, yeah. So, thank God I watch so much TV.
Yes.
And obviously everybody knows who Meryl Streep is. Yes. Duh.
Yeah, we don't need to even, I don't even need to tell you what she's been in.
My queen. Oh my god.
All right, so we're going to start this off. We're going to see Ruth. She is walking around a department store because back in those days, you went to department stores. That was your Marshall Fields and your, Macy's, Carson's, all those fun ones, Bloomingdale's. I believe it's Bloomingdale's because she had the brown bag. And she's walking around a department store and she's visiting like the makeup counter and the lady is trying to do her makeup. Now,
trying.
They are making her look as hideous. Like they're making her look super hideous. Like
they did her so
dirty.
Yeah.
But I guess
they gave her like this really big like mole on her face.
Right on her face. And she has like a mustache and like poor thing
and her facial expressions don't help either.
Yeah.
Like she's always like scrunched up and like always looks, I don't want to say constipated, but like low-key, like she just, every time the camera pans to her, she just looks so uncomfortable. Yeah. And of course that's done for a reason, but it's just like they really dug into her.
Yeah. So she's out and she got her makeup done by one of the makeup counter ladies. She's looking for a new dress because Bob is taking her out for a special dinner. And it's at Bob's firm. Like he's an accountant, so he works for like a big firm. And she's really excited to go out on the town with her husband. She's trying on some dresses. She is bigger in this, so they show like all these women in this department store are all like models.
Size 0, stunning, professional blowouts, professional makeup.
Not one person is a normal human being in the store.
No, definitely not what you see at your Sears.
Right? Yeah. And then she comes out in a dress and it's too tight in the back, so she can't zipper it, so it just shows her back and it shows like her bra and kind of like her skin sticking out and everything. Now here's where I have this problem. Where in the hell, especially a Bloomingdale's, in God's name, would they have the dressing room mirror be out in the middle of the entire department store while men and women are walking past?
Yeah, I don't know.
Nowhere.
They're just open for everybody to see.
So,
I don't know.
So this woman,
they got lazy in the setup. They literally were like, this looks good right here.
Just put her in a closet, like, and pretend it's a fitting room. Like, seriously.
But also, like, wouldn't a fitting room also just have a mirror in it for the most part? Like, girl, just stay in there. I don't know. I get like when you're getting like it's like when you're prom dress shopping, right? You go out and there's like the multiple mirrors and you sit on the stage or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. There were literally like just random patrons like walking
like men
around.
And women just walking. Yeah.
Yeah.
If that mirror's in like the women's dressing room, there's women walking by it, then that's fine. Like I don't. But it's just weird how they did that. Like, okay, that bothered me a little bit. And I know they're doing it just to like really stress that she is frumpy, she's heavy,
nobody wants to pay attention to her,
ugly, she's gross. Like that's what they're really trying to do to her. And
me too.
Yeah. I mean, as a human being now she is, but as the character, we don't want her to be like that. Like her character doesn't deserve that. So the dress, as she's trying on the dress, she's trying to zip it. She's like, and then here it rips and she's like, oh. oops. So she doesn't pick that dress. And then it cuts to her at like the hairdresser, and they're like doing her hair. She's getting her hair done. She's getting a mani-pedi. And she sees on the TV Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous with Robin Leach. That was a real show, and
I was just going to ask that. Yeah, I was going to say, was that actually a real show? Because all I can think of is the Good Charlotte song, so.
Yeah, and that's what it's basically,
about. That's what I figured.
So what it is it was Robin Leach is like, I'm Robin Leach, and I'm here to tell you about these fancy rich people that nobody will ever be able to talk to unless you're rich and fancy yourself.
Here's the patron of the week.
Yeah, so it was like MTV Cribs, but for like elegant rich people, you know?
Okay. But like Martha Stewart.
Like old money. And she sees sees Mary Fisher, who's a novel writer, a romance novel, and she loves Mary Fisher. She loves her books, and that is played by Meryl Streep. So she's seeing her like all elegant in her huge like palace on the sea.
Yeah, her gorgeous like Barbie pink mansion.
Yeah, it's
and
gorgeous.
She's right on the water. Yeah, it's stunning.
Yeah, so it's, you know, and so she's just watching like, I wish that was me. I wish, you know, all that kind of stuff. So, and then it shows part of the Mary Fisher thing. They're like, the beloved daughter visits her mother at the nursing, you know, at the Shady Sands or whatever. I forgot what it's called. I got it in my notes, but it's later on. And the mom's like, she's like literally drugged. And
not
she's
a
like,
thought behind her eyes.
Mother,
dearest,
and the mom's
I
like,
love you.
Comatose, basically.
Mom literally has one eye open. She's literally like, just get me more Jell-O, girl.
She has no idea where she is.
No idea. Just get me to the mahjong table.
So, of course, Bob is still at the office. Bob likes to spend a lot of time at the office. We're going to find this out really quickly. And Ruth calls him from the payphone at Bloomingdale's. And was it at home or somewhere? She's somewhere.
No, it was on the street, like right outside.
Okay, so probably out
she was literally just on the street.
And she calls him and she's like, I'm so excited to go to this. I'm really excited. You know, I got a new dress. I got my hair done and everything. He's like, oh, honey, you don't want to be there. It's so boring. It's all like talk, workshop, blah, 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 blah. So he's obviously trying to talk her out of it. He doesn't want to bring his wife. He's obviously embarrassed of her. I mean, it's not a secret. And, you know, just the way that he looks at his new secretary and he's very like, every girl he's like thinking he's like the shit, and he's not.
Yeah, he's very finance bro to me. I mean, he's also very mediocre. So I feel like those two things go together like wine and cheese. Like, I feel like every finance bro is kind of mediocre.
Yeah.
That act like that. I'm not saying that all of them are like that. If you're in finance, that does not mean you're a creep. But, you know, usually the men that you find in college that say that they're a finance major that are looking at everything that walks is a little interesting.
Yeah.
But
so we're at the gala.
yeah, so we're at the gala here, and you could definitely tell that Ruth is not used to extravagance like this. Like, Ruth is very homebody, like, she doesn't have a job, like, she's a stay-at-home mom, she takes care of the kids, cooks dinner, tries to cook dinner, you know how it goes. So when she's at this gala, she's just like in awe of the architecture, like the people around her. She definitely looks very out of place. And I know that's on purpose for the director, but she does look like done up. Like, she's got her pearls on, she's got her beautiful floral blouse, like, she has her perm all looking permed out. She does have her makeup done, you know, the minimalist look, but you can tell that she's not used to makeup. But she is literally like just walking around. She's got her little wine in her hand, and she, for some reason, takes off her shoe. I think it's because she's not used to heels, so her foot kind of hurts.
Yeah, I think
so she like takes off her like right shoe and like starts stretching out her little foot a little bit, and then she gets off balance and she accidentally steps on the person behind her's dress, and she spills a little bit of wine. And when we see the person turn around, it's Mary Fisher, who we originally saw on the television. So the love author or the romance author. And Ruth is major fangirling. She has read every single one of her books. She is like, oh my gosh, I just spilled wine on Mary Fisher. I am your biggest fan. I'm so sorry. Like, she's like trying to rub it out. Like, girl, it's wine. You do not want to rub it into the dress. Especially because her dress is like gorgeous, like light pink satin, like definitely very expensive. So Ruth is like, oh my gosh, like, I gotta help you get that out. So before she can even leave to go to the bar, Bob comes up and is like, oh my god, Ruth, you are so clumsy. Go get something to like help her clean it up, like whatever. So basically kind of pushes her to the side. And of course, as soon as Ruth leaves, we see the little twinkle in Meryl Streep's eyes or Mary's eyes, and then we see the little twinkle in Bob's eyes, and they kind of have this little connection. So Bob, of course, now is all of a sudden a perfect gentleman, and he's like, you know, let me pay for the dry cleaning. Here, take my jacket so you don't have to look at the stain the whole time. And hands are lingering, and it's just uncomfortable to watch because Ruth is literally at the bar. She's like, oh my gosh, I just met Mary Fisher. Like, I'm her biggest fan. Can I get some soda water and spritz to get the stain out? I just spilled wine on her, blah, 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 blah. And she looks back and she sees the two of them kind of having a little moment.
They literally left where they were and went upstairs and were talking. They were promenading.
Yeah.
Up the stairs.
Oh, that's right. They did.
Yeah.
Because the beautiful venue had balconies and the multiple floors.
I think it's the Guggenheim.
And you literally...
I think they're at the Guggenheim.
Oh, okay.
I think that's what it is,
Perfect.
which is super architecture,
fancy.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Project Runway did a modeling thing in there or something.
Of course. Oh, I love Project Runway.
I love Project Runway.
Make it work.
Yep.
And you literally see the camera okay, so it pans from up top, where the view where you see the two of them kind of flirting it up, and then you see it kind of looking down on Ruth, knowing that Ruth has been left alone.
They just leave her in the dust. And and Bob is just such a gentleman that he offers to give Mary a ride home.
Excuse me.
But what does he do? So when he gives her a ride home, I don't even know what kind of car they have. It's just a regular.
It's a 4-door sedan. Yeah, I don't know.
Nothing fancy.
Chevy or
they're
something.
obviously a suburban, Mary Fisher is in the front and Ruth is in the back.
Party in the back.
So not only is that happening, Bob pulls up to the subdivision where it has a little sign, whatever their subdivision name is, and says, here you go, honey, you can walk the other way. You can walk the rest of the way. It's only a block. She's like, sure, it's only a block.
Dumped her on the side of the road. Could not even drop her off at the driveway.
It's not worth making a U-turn for Ireland.
He's so scummy.
He shouldn't. Yeah.
Ew,
and,
Bob.
And she knocks on the window, and Mary Fisher rolls the window down, physically rolls it down.
The crank
because
window.
It's 89. And she's like, it was very nice to meet you. And Master's like, okay, ew. She treats Ruth the same way that Bob, she was just disgusted with her the whole time. And, and then poor Ruth walks in those shoes that were hurting her feet. And, he goes.
She's all done up. She had a nice evening, and it just he just left her by herself the whole time. Boo.
Yeah, so he drives to Mary's house, which is 45 minutes out of the way.
Yeah. He's like, it's only 75 miles.
Yeah.
What the heck?
It literally was.
So specific.
And she's like, would you like to come in? And of course, Bob, being the great husband he is, says no. Oh, no, wait, no. He says, yes, absolutely. I would love to
he's
come
like, yeah, I'll come in. No hesitation. All right.
But when she opens the door, her butler there, it's Garcia, right? That's his name,
Yeah,
Garcia. Garcia. He's a 20-something, sexy butler.
Latin hottie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's definitely sleeping with him. And he's I waited up
the
all
pool
night
boy.
for you. And she's like, not right now. And pushes him away. And then she brings Bob in, and he's like, ugh.
You could definitely tell Garcia was so jealous. He was looking Bob up and down, and he's like, really, this fool?
Yeah, he's like, seriously? As he's got his abs, and he's looking all great.
Yeah, he's holding her little white crusty dog too.
Yeah, the poodle
with his little rope. Yeah, he's got his robe on, and he's holding a little poodle.
Yeah. And then so she goes to get she goes inside. So he comes inside for a drink, right? And
Cognac.
Yeah. So who knows? And is that what they drink?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ireland actually.
Yeah, she's like, cognac? And he's like, sure. But then she doesn't pour a drink for herself. She only pours a drink for him.
Yeah. And so Bob's talking sexy. He's talking about tax write-offs.
Yeah,
while Mary
this whole
talks about
office is a tax write-off.
how lonely her life is. And then they kiss, make out kiss. I don't know if they sleep together, but he does spend the night at the house.
I would assume yes.
I'm assuming 2.
He's sleazy.
Yeah. And then they cut to poor Ruth. It's 4:30 in the morning. She's waiting up for Bob because she's worried about her husband. Oh no.
Yeah.
And she's actually reading Mary's novel that she wrote. And then she looks at the time. She's like, 4:30. And then she just eats a donut. She's just upset. So she just eats.
She just has a random donut on her nightstand.
She's eating her feelings. So.
I mean, me too, girl. Me and the mid-meltaways against the world.
Yeah. So we get to cut to the morning. And we get to meet her 2 fabulous
children.
Shit children, these little fuckers.
Favorite? I know this doesn't happen yet, but literally my favorite like part that has nothing to do with anything is when her son is at the grocery store and he's just stabbing the milk and it's just leaking.
I know. I'm like, no.
Like, I'm like, okay, perfect. There's so much parent involvement. And you know, those are the kids I'm teaching.
Mm. Yeah, those are the parents that are raising. Those are the parents that have raised those kids.
The gentle parenting. Oh my God. Anyways.
You parent your children the way you'd like to. It's
exactly
not our business, but when we have to deal with those children, we will deal with them accordingly.
But teachers should not be the first. No, teachers should not be the first people to tell their kids no.
Correct.
So.
Yeah. So what did the kids think happened maybe to Dad?
Yeah, so the kids are in the kitchen, and of course, like, Ruth is just cooking, you know, this delicious looking breakfast. Mm-hmm. And the kids are like, oh, what if he has amnesia and, you know, he just doesn't remember where he lives? Or what if he got into a car accident? Like, all of these, like, tragic things. And Ruth, of course, is, like, fed up because, like, I think she knows, like, women's intuition, we know when something shady is going on.
Yeah.
So I feel like she kind of knows that there is something a little shady going on, but she's also telling the kids, like, oh, well, you know what if he's on the highway and he got a flat tire and then he wasn't able to get, like, a tow truck or anything like that or get a replacement, so then he had to spend the night out there. He's probably fine, whatever. And then freaking Bob, like clockwork, comes through the door and he's a little, like, he's still got his suit on from the gala, disheveled, definitely interesting, but he's in a great mood, so we can assume that, you know, he got some the night before. And even the kids make a comment. They're like, oh my God, you're in such a good mood. Like, oh, you're in a good mood today. And then he's like loving all up on the dog. And then, of course, he's telling this story, literally exactly what Ruth had just said 10 seconds before, that he had a tire explode on his car and he couldn't get a hold of anybody and they couldn't get anything until the morning. So he decided that he would stay at a motel. What a skeezy little liar.
Lies. What a liar. Yeah. So of course Bob just loves his kids. He does love his kids. I can definitely see. Yeah, he loves his kids and he's talking to the kids and, you know, whatever. And you know, shocker, he tells the kids, guess what? I landed Mary Fisher's account. He's going to be the accountant. He also landed Mary Fisher. Correct. You know, shocker. Yeah, he's like, we're all like, shocker, you got her account after he slept with her.
Right.
Yeah, and he tells the kids they're on their way to being rich. And we hear Ruth's inner monologue, and she says, my husband is having an affair with Mary Fisher.
Mm-hmm. She knew.
Yeah. And Bob is saying he has never lied to her and wouldn't do anything to hurt her or the kids. Trust him.
Yeah, it's nothing but professional, is what he said.
I trust him about as much as a live grenade.
No, literally. Yeah. Cut to after all that. Now we know that he's spending a lot more time at Mary Fisher's house and he's not coming home as often. Kids are noticing it, obviously, and of course Ruth is noticing it. We literally see, like, Bob and Mary, like, frolicking on the beach together. They're, like, kissing, they're doing, like, all of these things, whatever. And Ruth is literally just, like, you know, she's literally just thinking, like, I hope the worst possible things that could ever happen to a person happen to Mary Fisher because she stole my life, basically. And of course, like, to make things even worse, they are literally, like, the director is literally putting Ruth in, like, the most, like, disgusting positions. Like, she's literally, like, fixing the kitchen sink while, like, the two of them are frolicking on the beach in, like, a different scene. And the water is, like, still running, so it's, like, dripping on her, and she has, like, grime all over her, and she's just, like, it's just so bad.
They do
it on purpose, I know, but it's just, like, it's really sickening at that.
Yeah, so she just is like, you know, she's like, I know he's having an affair, and he's like, he doesn't love you. Her monologue is saying, he doesn't love you, you're just a fling. And then we see Mary give Bob a pinky ring that says RP for Robert Pratchett or whatever his name is. And he goes, I love you. As soon as Ruth's character says, he doesn't love you, and then he gets the ring, he's like, puts it on, he's like, I love you.
So easily bought.
Yeah, and then this is the grocery store part.
Yeah, literally this is my favorite part because, like, the daughter is literally like, because now Ruth's inner monologue is literally like, okay, well, now I need to, and now these are the steps I'm going to use to, like, win him back, right? And it literally cuts to the daughter on, like, I don't know, Cosmopolitan or like, you know, Teen Magazine or something like that. And it's like, how to win your man back. So she's like doing the little quiz and like saying it out loud while her son is literally the spawn of Satan and he's like stabbing the cartons of milk. So they're just like leaking everywhere. Yeah, very interesting. And then like the daughter's like, oh, like we need to, you know, like the quiz says that you need to like make like an amazing meal and, you know, keep the house clean and, you know, like basic stupid women stuff.
Crap stuff, yeah.
And yes, of course. And then they're talking about mushroom soup. I don't even know what comes up about mushroom soup. Like,
his favorite
if they
meal.
said something about it, and Ruth is literally, like, the son is like, ew, that's disgusting. And Ruth is like, your father loves mushroom soup. And she just thinks that with her mushroom soup recipes, that she can just win her man back.
Yeah.
But also, his parents are coming over for dinner, so that's what she's grocery shopping for.
Yeah. And then it cuts to Mary and Bob, and they're in bed together, you know, obviously. Mary asks him to live with her, and she knows that he's only married Ruth out of pity, and now it's her turn. She's by herself, and she's all alone, and nothing ever works out for her.
Yeah, and she's not going to wait much longer. So she kind of like throws that at him.
Yeah, and Bob says, but I have kids. It's not that easy. And Mary, who doesn't have kids, her reaction is, they have a mother.
They have their mother.
She was blessed with kids, and it's not fair. Mary has nothing. It's not fair. She doesn't want to share him much longer. And then Bob comes home about an hour later, and Ruth could really use some help because she's cooking for Bob's parents.
She's doing multiple things too. She's like making biscuits, she's making desserts, she's making her casserole, and then like also like the kids are interesting.
Yeah, they're no help whatsoever. Yeah,
right.
And you know, like, and you know, Bob comes home late from his meeting. You know, and he immediately gets in the shower because he smells like Mary. And of course, Ruth knows where she was. And she's slowly descending into madness. Like, she's literally descending into madness. You can slowly see her, like, just kind of, like...
be a little, like, less like emotional, I think. Like, yeah. Like, almost disassociating a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good word for it. Yeah. And... so she goes into the bathroom, and Bob is in the shower, and she's in her bra. I don't know if she's in her bra and underwear, or she's in a bra and like pants. And he's he like turns around, he's like, oh, and he's like,
jump scare.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, he just,
it is a jump scare though. Like, she literally is just standing there, did not even make a sound when she walked in there.
Yeah. And he's like, why are you here? And she's like, well, I'm just gonna weigh myself. And he says, no wonder you're in a bad mood, sir.
Sir, can we not do that?
You did not just say that. You don't,
to your wife?
You can
That's
think
crazy.
It. You don't freaking say it. Don't
say
that to her. Like, come on. I mean, especially in the 80s and 90s, if you were not like a 00, you were fat.
Yeah.
I mean, if you were not heroin chic, you were fat. Like, if you couldn't see like the cheekbones and like the like ribs of everybody, you were fat. It was so disgusting. And this woman is trying to lose weight to make herself more attractive for her husband. Obviously, it's not happening because her stress. And he's just like, "What are you, a bad man?" No, or because
I'd be eating 12 pounds of donuts too if I was depressed like that. If my man was out there like that, that's crazy.
So, you know, she's downstairs, she's getting everything ready, and Bob comes downstairs and he goes, cheese and crackers? That's all you're going to serve my parents? Oh my God, they're here. And she's like, I have clam puffs in the oven. They'll be done in 10 minutes. Your parents are early. Well, my parents are always early. Can't just serve them this. Well, bitch, then you should have made something yourself.
Well, then if you would have came home like you were supposed to, then you could have helped and had a little bit something else, or you could have told her. Freaking idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and of course, her son, I don't even remember his name, like AJ or something.
Who cares?
Andy? I think it's Andy.
That's asshole. I don't know.
Andy, asshole.
Same thing.
All right. Yeah, but Mansa's looking for his gerbil because he was playing with his gerbil, like, at the breakfast scene beforehand, and Ruth literally had to say, like, put that rodent down.
Yeah.
So he's looking for his gerbil. Where is the cage for this thing? Why is this thing out of the cage?
I don't know.
I don't know. Also, Ruth is, like, doing the most. Again, she's, like, mixing stuff. So she's got the mixer on. She's got stuff in the oven. She's got stuff on the stove. She's getting her casserole prepared. Like, she's buttering biscuits. Like, homegirl's actually doing the most right now. And let me tell you, Bob's parents are not jerks. Like, Bob's parents are actually, like, kind of normal people.
The mom?
The mom is.
Yeah, the dad is like a dick.
But I also think that the dad is super like Bob, so mom probably sees that in Bob, and mom is like, I'm also getting treated like dirt. So, but the mom is really nice. Like, the mom is like, oh, like, do you need help with anything? And Bob is like, she can do it all herself, right, Ruth? Like, he's just like always talking over her and talking for her and blah, blah, blah. Like, he is a jerk. And poor Ruth, of course, like when she first walks in to like bring the cheese and cracker tray to the parents, she literally slips and like falls because like they have like one of those like sunken in dining rooms, I think, or like living room areas.
Like
so she like does like a misstep and then she like falls and literally full on like hits her face to the carpet. Like she is full contact, like did not save herself at all. And don't worry, Bob is like, oh, don't worry, I caught the cheese and cracker tray. I saved the day. Like, don't be embarrassing. Like, he's literally, like, screaming Ruth. Yeah. And it's just, like, so uncomfortable to watch because he's just, like, so scummy.
Yeah, he only cares about the tray. The mom does get up and ask Ruth if she's okay. She's like, are you okay, honey? And then she says, is it that time of the month, hun?
Yeah, that's crazy. That I do not like that. But everything else that comes out of her mouth is normal. Yeah, no. But
what does Grandpa have to say? Grandpa says, clumsy as an ox. That's what he says. Clumsy as an ox.
I don't even. Okay. It's not a saying. Gerald.
Harold or Gerald or whatever your name is.
Who knows?
Go sit on a gerbil. Seriously. Like, dude.
Literally.
Yeah, just terrible. I mean, she's just so berated by everybody. Her kids, her husband, her in-laws. Horrible, horrible. I'm surprised she didn't, like, take an axe to this family, like Amityville Horror or something. Like, this is an Amityville Horror, like the female version.
God.
Yeah, so poor Ruth goes back into the kitchen. And like you said, Bob's like, Mom, don't help her. She can do it all herself, you know. Poor Ruth burns the clam puffs, which I'm sure she worked really hard on. She asks her daughter to clear the salad plates. And Nicolette is the daughter. I know this for a fact.
She gives so much attitude.
She's like, And of course, Nicolette is just as much of a turd as her brother is. And is like, no, I'm not going to, like, why do I have to do it? Bitch, because I said so. This is the 80s. Because I said so is a valid.
She did not grow up in the wooden spoon era.
The belt,
or
wooden
like
spoon,
spanking or belt.
Whoop your ass with whatever's available, frying pan, who knows?
No, literally.
Yeah. She should have been, maybe. So. Maybe that's...
Well, if they were Irish, they would have gotten the wooden spoon, so.
I am a wooden spoon survivor.
Right.
Yeah, and so, of course, Ruth is clearing the table, you know, and the parents are like, you know, talking about him and Ruth's relationship. He says, oh, our relationship's great, you know, everything is great, you know, and it always will be, right, honey? You know, and Ruth goes to serve the soup. What's with the soup, Ireland?
So, you know how she's got, like, the mushroom soup concoction? So like she takes the lid off of the casserole pot, or casserole dish thing, because it was just in the oven. And the gerbil's cooked in the soup top. Or casserole, just laying right on top. And then, like, of course... Like, everybody's, like, screaming, like, the mom's screaming. Bob's like, what the hell is that? The kids are like, that's disgusting. And then, like, of course, Annie's like, my gerbil. And Ruth's thing, because she's just so out of it. Yep. She's dissociating from this whole thing, because honestly, I would too. Like she, unfortunately, is such a doormat at this point that everybody is, like, just, like, egging on her and all these things. And she literally just says, I'll get a strainer. And Bob's like, what the hell are you talking about? Like, that is a dead rodent? Yeah, like, you are an idiot. He rips in her. He's like, you are a walking disaster. And he's saying all of these things in front of his parents. And it's so embarrassing.
The kids. And then
the kids, too.
Tell the kids to go upstairs after they're like, kids go upstairs. So he can berate
and the mom
more.
is, exactly. And the mom is like, no, don't speak to her that way. And then, of course, Ruth's just walking away. Emotionless. She has nothing written on her face. Nothing. She literally just goes, why don't you get Mary Fisher to cook you dinner? She's like, he has a mistress, you know, that's his mistress. And then she just like breaks the casserole dish. She just drops it on the ground and then it's just everywhere. And what I do really like is that splashes on the son's face because he deserves that.
Good. Yeah.
Good. And Bob is just still ripping into her, like, telling her to shut up. Like, I'll never forgive you to being for so rude to my parents. Like, you almost served them a freaking rodent. And then, like, she's leaving. Like, she's in the kitchen. She's separating herself because now she's starting to get emotional. Just, like, you kind of see, like, a tear. And Bob and his parents are talking in the background. And Bob's like, I never should have married her in the first place. You guys forced me to marry her. We find out now because that she got knocked up. So his parents forced her to marry her. And the dad is like, if you didn't love her, you shouldn't have married her. And that's when Bob says she was pregnant.
And
so
you forced me. You made me, Dad. Yeah, you're the one that made me. Yeah. So Bob's just been a terrible day for Bob. You know, who cares about Ruth? And so Bob's packing up. He's leaving. He's married. He's going to move on down to Mary Fisher's house. And he says, you know what, Ruth? I have 4 assets. He says, I have a home, a family, successful career, and freedom to enjoy the fruits of my labor. Those are the 4 assets that he carries. So he's like, I'm going to go enjoy them. You have nothing, basically. And he goes, I have 1 liability, and that's you, Ruth. You're a bad mother. That's a lousy wife and a terrible cook. And of course,
well, there was a gerbil in that casserole.
That one time she cooked something bad. But she's sitting on this stool while he's behind her packing and just berating her. And you know, so he says, have you even looked in the mirror lately? I don't even think you're a woman.
Yeah, that's
you're a
crazy.
She-devil. And
the I don't even think you're a woman is insane. Like, and I do not, like, I don't agree with Roseanne Barr, but this is before all the controversy. Yeah. Like, this man does not need to be speaking to his wife like that.
No man should ever speak to him, regardless. I don't care how.
No, gone.
That's no. If your dad ever spoke to me like that,
I was gonna say, yeah,
he'd be gone. Bye.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, I mean that's unacceptable. You don't, especially the bad mother thing. You don't unless you are truly a bad mother. But she's not a bad mother because she sacrifices everything for those freaking terrible kids that don't appreciate her, and that just like
Yeah. What hurts me the most in this whole thing is like what you were saying, like she's sitting on the stool, but she's still expressionless. Like we still see like some tears rolling down her face, right? But like not like she just is like staring blankly.
It's like her soul leaves her body. It's like she's dead inside.
She just has to. Exactly. Yeah. And it's just so sad.
Yeah. So this is the point where once Bob leaves, she cracks. This is it. That's it. That is the cherry on top of the cake. And so she says, Mary Fisher lives in a palace by the sea. She's pretty and rich and thin and in love with my husband, who is her accountant. I loved my husband, and I hate Mary Fisher.
Fair enough.
So Ruth decides that she's going to make a list. The list is entitled Bob's Assets. First listed is the house. Okay? So she's going to take care of that first. So she sabotages the house to blow up. She's putting like spray cans in the microwave. She's putting things in a mixer so the mixer
she's putting
blows.
Books in the washing machine.
She's plugging in millions of things into a thing, like like extension cord.
She's
it just
all the surge all the surge protectors.
Yeah, there's like
and stuff
75 things plugged in, and then she just
she's smoking cigarettes and putting them in garbage cans with a bunch of paper.
And then she leaves the gas, like blows out the pilot light so that the gas from the stove. And then she grabs the dog. Okay. The kids are at school, so the kids are not home. So she grabs the dog, most important thing. And as she's walking, before they can make it look realistic, the house blows up behind her, and it's so fake. It looks like she's just standing in front of like a movie screen, and she's walking away from the movie screen.
You know, like how people make fun of like the Michael Bay like film, or not, like, you know, like how like Michael Bay always has like all these explosions in his films. Like that's what it looks like when like people like make fun of it, like when they're like Michael Bay films be like, and it's just the random explosions of like fire in the background.
Oh, but before she does blow up the house, this is quite important. She goes into Bob's office and she grabs the file on Mary Fisher. So she takes that with her. And then she throws her ring in the trash, and then this is when she walks away and gets the epic blow up of the house kind of thing. And then the terrible children come home from school, and they see their house is gone, and Ruth is like, we had a little accident, and they're like, where's this? Gone. Where's this? Where's my this? Where's my this? Where's my this? Gone, everything's gone. Where are we going? She's like, well, I don't know where I'm going, but you kids are going to live with your father. So she's She's going to drop those lovely, well-behaved, appreciative children to Mary Fisher's house. And that's exactly what she does. How does Bob take that?
Yeah, so Ruth kind of like just like barges into Mary's house here. Of course, Garcia's the one that's opening the door. And Ruth is just basically, after she knocks on the door, she's like, all right, the kids want to see their father. And then they just like walk right past Garcia because Garcia doesn't like Bob because Garcia's with his woman.
Yeah.
You could like definitely him and Mary hooked up like plenty of times, I'm sure. So he was probably the lover before. The kids are like searching all over and then eventually they find them in the pool. And of course, like Mary and Bob are like being weird and naked in the pool and stuff like that with like
bubble
bubbles
bath
in the pool.
Yeah.
And like the son is like, I found him.
Yeah.
And then like Nicolette's like, Dad, what's going on here? So of course like Mary's like embarrassed because she has like no clothes on, right? So she's like trying to gather the bubbles to like hide her body and like she's like kind of like going in the corner. And Bob of course is just like absolutely freaking out on Ruth. He's like, you cannot leave them here, like there's no reason for them to be here, whatever. And she's just like, actually, I can leave them with you. We don't have a house. By the way, if you don't believe me that our house burned down, here's the card for like the insurance. So they can like call the insurance company and tell them that it burned down. And she literally just like leaves.
Yeah.
She like doesn't even turn around. She's just like, yep, sorry. They're your problem now. Bye.
Yeah, my note says she pieces out like a damn boss. She's never coming back, Bob. And then she crosses house is crossed off that list. She crossed it off before she dropped the kids off. And now she's working on family, which is his number 2 thing on his list. And so Ruth decides to go to a donut shop. Same, I love donuts. And she's going through Mary's file. And she says a mother being away from her children is hard. Maybe she could help Mary get reacquainted with hers. So she needs a new name, though. Ruth needs a new name. And then a woman knocks on the window and says, buy a rose for a beautiful lady. And she gets the idea. She's going to now call herself Vesta Rose. Vesta is the first name. I don't know why her first name isn't Rose, like Rose Vesta or something would make more sense. But whatever.
Right.
Vesta Rose is her name. Okay. So she gets a job at a nursing home under the name Vesta Rose. And this is where they make her insanely hideous. She has a full-on
those
mustache.
Glasses.
She's
got mustache. She's got those big glasses,
big
and
mole,
then she's got her hair tied back to like greasy, slick back. Like it's the worst I've ever seen.
She looks very.
She looks rough.
Yeah, and she's getting a tour of the place by the lady in charge. I forget what her name is. It comes later. I don't have my notes right here. And she says. The only thing she needs to really report is if someone's bed is wet, so incontinence. And she says, bedwetters have no place at the Golden Twilight.
Golden Twilight, that's what it's
Golden
called.
Twilight. It must be reported immediately. She cannot stress this. She even kind of goes like, bedwetters are not allowed. Like, it's like...
Yeah, it's like she's a little unhinged in that moment. Like, that's definitely the one...
Yeah. And what is we're going to call her Vesta. Vester. What does Vester notice about all of these nursing home people?
She definitely notices that they're pretty much all on like sleeping pills almost. Like they're very like slow motion. Like they definitely are like pretty much half asleep at all times. And that they were definitely like the forgotten people from their families. Like they were definitely like kind of just thrown into a home so they didn't have to be anybody's problem. And that's exactly what Mary Fisher did. She just threw her mom into a home. So then because she was a problem and she just didn't want to deal with her. Now we see whoever the main lady is or the head lady that's in charge of the Golden Twilight. She basically tells, now Vesta Rose, that she pretty much has one person that she needs to listen to, and that is our lovely nurse Trumper, who is like, again, I think she describes her as like she's little, but she's powerful. And like you will only be taking your orders from her. Like she's been here for so long and she's the girl.
Yeah, exactly. So they share, they do this job that she has gotten is like she stays there. She sleeps there, she lives there, so she doesn't have to pay for any like housing or anything like that. And so why did I put so I did the notes wrong. I'm sorry. It is Nurse Hooper. Mrs. Trumper is the lady my notes are incorrect.
Yeah, Hooper.
Wait, I thought her name
That makes sense.
Yeah, so I apologize. I again set you up.
Yeah. He's like, thanks, Mrs.
Set you up for failure again.
It's fine.
I'm a bad mom.
You're a lousy wife. You're a lousy mother. Have you looked in the mirror lately? Actually, no, I haven't.
No, have you?
No, actually.
Have you got an STD test lately?
Ew, yeah, so dirty.
Yeah, gross. So no, it's Nurse Hooper. I'm sorry, it's Nurse Hooper. That's my fault. Yeah, and like you said, she's been there for years and years. She's the head nurse. She's like 4'7". She's like 4'7".
She's literally so cute.
Yeah, and she looks very like she's serious and has like no expression.
Yeah, she doesn't show any emotion.
Yeah. You know, and so they share a room to sleep, and Ruth gets up and she switches the sedatives to energy pills. Okay, because she knows that's what's happening. Because she's there because this is where Mary Fisher's mom is. Because now she's working on family. And so we see the next day, we see all the residents. They're active. They're playing soccer. Ruth is most interested, of course, in Mrs. Fisher. Nurse Hooper's not happy, and she's going to report her to Mrs. Trumper. Ruth, I'll just call her Ruth. Ruth tells her that she can go ahead and tell, but she thinks women like them should stick together. You know, so it's like, is she going to tell her or not? We don't know. And then it cuts to Mary Fisher, and she's trying to write her new novel.
Yeah, so she is like off of this big high of like her last book was very good, got great ratings from all the top people. And now she's under a lot of pressure trying to write something new, but also still romance, and because that's just the category she's in. So she's trying to write her book, but this is what like a mother is being like, right? Like she's got like the dog's going absolutely ham, the kids are playing music, they're also jumping around, there's crap everywhere. And she's yelling at Nicolette to get off the phone, stop talking to everybody, turn off the music. Like there's just so many outside distractions here. And of course, guess who's nowhere to be found? Our man Bob. Bob just left her with the kids and like had no direction, nothing like that, because like I'm not going to say he doesn't love his children. Like he definitely loves his kids, but I don't know if he's very like he's not used to having to like do
Ruth does it all.
The kids.
He doesn't have to parent.
Yeah.
He's just the like cool dad.
Exactly.
He does the cool stuff with the kids, but doesn't handle any of the hard stuff like if the kids are having a bad day or anything like that.
Literally.
But she does tell Nicolette to get off the phone because, I mean, back in that day, there was one line. That's it. And as soon as she hangs up, the phone rings, and Mary answers that it's Bob. Bob calls her on his car phone because he's got a new, is it a Jaguar?
Fancy car?
I think it's a Jaguar. I think it's a Jag.
Who cares? He's a Jag bag.
Exactly. So it matches. And he, of course, while he's on the phone, he's in traffic. And he just loves Mary, but yet he's flirting with some chick right next to him.
Always looking at like girls all the time, making it creepy. Yeah, like it's fine if you're just looking at people, but he's like going out of his way to flirt with like literally everything that moves.
He thinks he's hot shit. He's not. You're not a hot man. Mediocre. Like, I'm sorry, you're an average man. Literally, he's average. I mean, he's not ugly. He's not hot. He's a guy you would see and you'd be like, okay. Like, literally. Yeah. I mean, it's not like you wouldn't be like, oh, and you wouldn't be like, oh, oof. You'd just be like, okay, that's a man. Right. He's fine, whatever. And so the kids just need time to adjust to their new environment. That's how he tells Mary to parent. And in the meantime, lovely Andrew, who's just such a great kid, he's playing with his their dog, because their dog lives there too. But Mary has this like French poodle that's super fancy schmancy. I think her name's like Shetty or something like that. Something French. Yeah, it's like a Shetty de l'amour or something like that. And he's playing with the poodle. The dogs are playing together. Mary tells Andrew to throw that stick away, so he throws it off the cliff. Both dogs go after it, but only one dog's smart enough to stop.
And it's not her dog.
It's not the French poodle. So she just goes, woo! And then you hear a splash. And Mary, I mean, I would have the same reaction. Mary is just like, oh my God. She like faints. She just faints.
Yeah. It's like, how is that even real life at that point? She's so not used to any of this chaos.
Yeah. So I feel bad for her on that one. So Ruth is in Mrs. Fisher's room now. It's cutting to Ruth. She's reading Mary's book. Okay. And Mrs. Fisher said, it's the stupidest piece of trash. She's bored to death and asks Ruth to sneak her a beer. And Ruth is kind of like she will or something. And Ruth asks her, are you any relation to Mary Fisher? And she said, she's my daughter.
This mom is classy.
And she's like, Ruth's like, oh, how nice. And she's like, she's a slut. That's what Mom says. She keeps me locked in here and she lives like a princess. I ought to drop in on her one day.
She's not wrong. Like, I mean, she literally lives in a castle and like she just shoved her mom to eat, you know, like
she doesn't want to deal with her
oatmeal
mom. Her mom knows all her
Golden
secrets.
Twilight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it cuts back to Mary, who's having a very lavish burial for her dog.
Yeah, what the heck?
It's like in the garden. It's like this huge headstone. It's like it's this whole area like covered in flowers and everything like that. It's got her picture on it and everything. It's sad because nobody likes to see a dog die. That's sad. I don't like when animals die.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when she walks back into her house that the kids have taken over, and it's a hot mess in there. She tells them to clean their rooms, and Andrew says, have the maid do it. And the maid walks by.
What
and
an ungrateful little piece of crap.
Like, I just want to punch him in the face.
Yeah, he needs to be punched.
I wouldn't, but I would want to. I could imagine it happening.
Right. Obviously.
Yeah. I need like the UHF, like falling asleep dreaming of like the kid getting punched, you know. And the maid walks by, and Mary tells the maid, the kids have no clean clothes. She's like because the kids are like, we don't have anything to wear. So the maid walks by and she's like, Uda's the maid. She says, Fuzzy has just shit all over the carpet. So if Mary wants to clean that up, then she will do the laundry. And then Mary says, well, where's Garcia? And then Uda says, in the pool, of course. So she goes to find Garcia because she needs somebody to do the laundry. She don't know how to do laundry. Mm-hmm. Garcia's floating in the pool in his Speedo, and he's on like a raft, like a float. And he's just got his arm in there going like this. And Mary comes bursting in, and she's like, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm not sure, you know, since he hasn't been fulfilling his usual duties. Mm-hmm. And she said, well, you're still the butler. And he said, I may be the butler, but I'm not the maid. What does he do? This is a great piece.
No, and then he literally just like rolls and dives into the water.
He rolls off the thing into the water.
He literally just rolls off the raft.
Yep.
He just swims away.
Great. Yes. Yep. And then Mary grabs all the clothes and she throws them in the washer. Now she doesn't know how to do clothes.
Okay, so this reminded me of like being in college and teaching other people how to do laundry. Because I swear to God, I was like one of the only people at my college that knew how to do laundry. It was actually embarrassing. Homegirl is literally throwing just like everything. She's not separating colors from whites. I know some people don't do that anyway, like for their laundry. But like I do that just so whatever. But she's like throwing everything in there. She's adding like almost 3/4 of a bottle of bleach in there. Like it's just glug glug glug, like 2 shots of vodka, glug 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 glug. Like that's what it's like. And then she just like throws dryer sheets
she grabs
in the
like
washing machine too. She grabs like like tissues. She's just like taking them out, and then she throws them in there, and then of course like she closes it, and then she gets her hand stuck, so then she's breaking a nail too.
Yeah.
And then like of course somebody's at the door because the doorbell rings.
Yeah.
And she's obviously not expecting anybody. And she's like, okay, somebody get the door, whatever. So she turns on the washing machine. God bless whatever the heck is going on in that washer. And she's still yelling for somebody to answer the door. There's just an uncontrollable, like, they just keep ringing the doorbell. So then eventually she gets the door. And it's Mrs. Fisher. It's her mother that she hasn't seen in, 11 years, they said, or something like that. Yeah. So quite some time.
Yep. So Ruth was happy to put her on a train to go visit her daughter for the day. Mm-hmm. In the meantime, as Mrs. Fisher is at Mary's house, Ruth is taking the bedpan and she's pouring it onto Mrs. Fisher's mattress.
Yeah, because we know the one thing that's going to get them kicked out of the Golden Twilight is that the incontinence, like where they're when they either wet the bed or have some accidents. Yeah.
Yep. And at Mary's house, Bob and Mary getting ready to eat dinner when the kids come downstairs, and the kids' clothes have bleach stains all over them.
It's like a bad, like, tie-dye job.
Yeah, it is. It's really bad. Even for the 80s, it was bad.
Like acid washed?
Yeah, it was like too acid washed. So here comes the mom, Mary's mom, and Bob takes the chair out for her and tells them, you know, he's like, tells her, you know, that they're like, oh, he's like, I didn't know if you were coming down or not. She's like, Mother, I thought we would let you just sleep. And she goes, oh, no, I was on the toilet. I'm pretty constipated, but we're all good now. And
Literally love that.
And everybody,
No filter for this
everybody
woman.
seems to like Grandma. I mean, the kids seem to like Mrs. Fisher, and
How can you not?
yeah,
She's her own person.
Yeah, and Grandma starts just
spewing
off some knowledge. She's let it slip that Mary's 41. Bob thought she was 34. That's what she told Bob. So she starts giving the tea, and then Mary screams. Like, starts giving more tea, and then Mary screams at her, and then she's like, tells Bob, like, don't listen to the rantings of a crazy lady.
She has dementia.
Dementia. Someone suffering from dementia. You know, and she screams at her mother, like, why don't you just shut up? And then it just cuts to Ruth again. So she's in the break room, and she's eating a donut. Looks like she's got, like, a box of donuts and, like, sweets, because there's other, like, things in there besides donuts.
Yeah, just, like, a pastry, like, box, like a variety box, basically. And, like, I can't watch this scene. It's so gross. Like, I can't watch people, like, she just chews with her mouth open. So, like, she, like, takes, it looks like one of those, like, chocolatey Eclairs out of the box. Mm-hmm. And she's just, like, I don't want to say, like, it's, like, sensual, but she literally is, like, it's, like, almost like watching, like, her eat it in slow motion.
And then, like,
and
the cream just stays here.
Yeah, it's, like, all over her, like, face.
Like, mole
and
in
you
her,
just see, like... Yeah, you just see, like, Hooper, like, staring from afar, like, like, I don't know if she's, like, disgusted or if she wants an eclair. So then, but we understand that it's because she wants a sweet treat, which, like, obviously, gotta get a sweet treat.
Yeah.
And Ruth is like, hey, girl, like, why don't you try one? And then, so, like, I feel like Hooper is very, like, probably just eats, like, grilled chicken and vegetables, like, every single meal. Because she's, like, very, like, it's just, like, the minimum that I need, and then we're good.
Yeah.
So she tries, like, this, like, little, like, colorful tea cake or whatever, and she is just like, her mind is blown.
Like,
so yeah, she's like, this is freaking delicious. Yeah. So then they end up actually eating the whole box in one sitting,
like, bond over it.
And now they're getting closer. So now Ruth is finding out a little bit more about Hooper. We understand that Hooper has been there for 22 years, and it's not that she really enjoys it, she's just used to it. So that's kind of something else that we discover, and that she actually has been saving all of her money, because obviously they don't have to pay for rent because they're, like, live-in help. So she's like, I don't really have any, well, she doesn't have any kids, she doesn't really have any, like, family she has to pay for or anything like that. So she just, all of her money goes into her bank account. So in her little savings, she has over $55,000 saved up. And Ruth, of course, is like, yeah, there's like $55,000 in here. Like, what are you going to do? Like, what's your plan? And Hooper's like, well, I never even thought about it. Like, I didn't think of any life existing outside of here, basically.
Yeah. And she asks her, well, what would you do with that money? And she goes, oh, I could think of a few things. And then this is the second where we hear Mrs. Trumper scream. And she's like, she has found Mrs. Fisher's bed, obviously. And she's saying that this has been happening for a while because it's so, like, deep in the mattress, because she literally poured the entire thing in there.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And, of course, the investor's like, or Ruth is like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't want her to get kicked out or whatever. So she fires Ruth immediately. And, she's like, okay. And then she tells Hooper to go clean it up. Poor Hooper. And then Mrs. Trumper makes a phone call to Mary.
Yeah. So while this phone call is happening, before the phone call even happens, Mary is being interviewed by People magazine. So People magazine is coming here. They have like the cameraman, and then that's just like there. And then they have like the gossipy reporter lady, basically, and she's just like, oh, it's so nice to meet you, and blah, 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 blah. And of course they're like not trying to get like the surface level stuff. So this phone call comes at a perfect time, because then that distracts Mary from like her boring interview conversations that she's been having with People magazine. And now People magazine are like talking to like Mary's mom, because of course she's just there, and she's of course like just spewing tea everywhere, because homegirl has no filter. She's been locked up for 11 years, so she's just going crazy. As it's kind of cutting back and forth, we see that Mary's having the conversation with the Golden Twilight lady, Mrs. Trumper, and she's just saying like, hey, by the way, like, you're what your mom did, like, she's, becoming a problem, she's no longer welcome here. And Mary's like, well, I can always throw more money at, like, if she's being difficult, and she's like, no, this is not an issue that money can fix. Like this, she's gone for. She's done. Freak here. She's not welcome back because she wets the bed, whatever. And it's just funny because she's like, well, what am I supposed to do with her? And then the Mrs. Trumper's just like, oh, well, you are her daughter, so maybe you can give her some TLC. And Mary's response is that a new drug? What is that? A new drug? And she goes, no, tender loving care. As your daughter, like, you should know that, and you could probably provide that for her better than anybody else can. And then she just hangs up. Mm-hmm. So while she's having this conversation with Mrs. Trumper, her mom is out there just spewing some stuff at People magazine. And the stuff that she's spewing is, okay, well, yeah, my daughter's a slut. She slept with pretty much everybody in her teenage years. Yep. Also, she used to be pregnant and she birthed the baby, but of course couldn't keep the baby. So there's just there's a son out there somewhere. Yeah. And the People magazine is like, oh my God, there's an heir to like, this fortune and blah, 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 blah. And the mom's like, the dad used to own a deli in like Hoboken or something like that. Like,
dad was a butcher.
Good man. Yeah, butcher. That's what it was. Yeah. So like she's just like, and she's just chomping on like salami this whole time too. Yeah. Like she's just eating while she's getting interviewed by People magazine.
Yeah, and Garcia's still bitter. So when he was serving the food, he served Yoo-hoo and like the Ritz crackers
cheese
with the spray.
Too.
Yeah, with the spray cheese. Yeah. So of course the reporter's like,
oh yeah, that too.
Yoo-hoo. Okay. So so things are not going well for Mary. But we do cut to Ruth, who had been fired. So she packed up all her stuff and she's saying goodbye to all of the, the residents because they love her. And she's like, I appointed so-and-so captain of the soccer team, whatever. It's really cute. And so she's
so good.
So while she's at the bus stop waiting, she goes ahead and crosses out family. And then she circles what's next is his career. Career's number 3. Yeah. Yep. And then the bus comes and she gets on the bus. And as the bus starts driving away, somebody starts running towards that bus and says, stop that bus.
Yeah. We see Hooper running towards the bus driver and like trying to catch the bus. And the bus does eventually stop. And Hooper comes up, sits right next to Ruth. And Ruth is just like, what are you doing here? Like, what the heck? And Hooper sits down next to her and says, I have absolutely no idea, but I was hoping that you had a plan. And of course Ruth has a plan. She's got it all written down in her little notebook there. And she does have her like inner monologue, and she's just saying that Hooper is a wonderful partner. She's very loyal because of course she was with the previous company for 22 years. She's also very hardworking and she's honest. So she's so happy to have a partner like her in her life. And with Hooper's saved up money, again, Hooper is putting a lot of trust in Ruth, and it does end up working out in the long run. So Ruth is going to hopefully try to invest Hooper's money into buying a space in a building that just looks like it's been empty and vacant for a long time. Like there's lots of graffiti. You can definitely tell it's been like broken into and stuff like that. And as they're walking with the realtor's like, this is an up and coming neighborhood, like they always do. Yeah. And there's like, there's a little, you need a little fixer upper.
You get a great sunlight exposure.
There's like a hole in the wall and she's like, look at this skylight, But she's like, you know what? You ladies look nice. It could use a woman's touch. So, I can give it to you for a good price. So they do buy that space in that building, and they actually do fix it up really nicely. Yeah. They cut to like a cute little montage of like them fixing it up together with their little overalls on, and it looks amazing. So now here is the birthplace of the Vesta Rose Employment Agency, where they can help women like them who the world has forgotten about.
Yep. So it's a place for people like Hooper that the world has thrown away. They throw their flyers all over New York City. They just they're at the top of a building. They just throw them, and everyone is grabbing them. A lot of women are grabbing them. They just needed a little support and encouragement to turn their life around. They would become her own personal army. So we're talking like she's all like for like homeless, someone that may be homeless, people that are, going into prostitution because they have no other means. She's taking whoever needs, moms that have never had a job, stuff like that. So we see the very first person we see is this lovely woman. She's very like
She's
very
so cute. Shy though.
very shy. And she says her husband just left her with her 3 kids. She's never had a job before, so she thought, what the heck? And she came here. And Ruth asks, now Ruth is slowly starting to get a makeover here. So
yeah, we can definitely, it's like almost a Nanny McPhee effect.
Yeah.
Where like things start to like, so like this next scene, like she's starting to dress a little bit better, look a little bit more put together.
She has some makeup on. She doesn't have a mustache. She does still have the mole, but she's slowly getting there. And, so this woman's like, I thought, what the heck? And I came here. So Ruth asks her if she has any office skills. And she says no. And she says, but she did do her husband's bookkeeping at home. And then Ruth says, well, see, there you go. There you go. I'm sure I can find you something. You be here at 8:30 a.m. sharp tomorrow. And the woman's like, really? And she's like, yes. And she's like, thank you. And then Ruth tells her, welcome to Vesta Rose. And they have a rose pin. So she's wearing a rose pin and she puts that pin
really
on
cute.
This woman. Yeah, it's like a great marketing tool. So she has her pin on and, we assume that she gets a position. We'll find out later what happens. But yeah. So that's like the start. And so now they have commercials like, they're like, we believe people are more than just their jobs. Come bloom with us is their thing. And it's like the commercial show like someone like a prostitute and she's like real, and it's like it does like a magic wand sound, and then she's like a secretary, and then it's like like a down on her luck like homeless person, and then now she's a
like a
wait
travel
staffer.
agent.
Yeah, or travel agent or wait staff or something. Yeah, so it's like come bloom with us. That's what Hooper says. Come bloom with us.
And it's so cute because Hooper's like the center of it, and she's just so adorable and like so personal now. Like you can definitely tell that her and Ruth are both like Ruth has always been out of her shell like ever since she left Bob because ew, Bob's disgusting.
Yep.
But like it's nice to see Hooper out of her like emotionless shell. You can definitely tell like this is more her forte. Like she has more of a purpose for sure. Both of them do.
It's kind of like Bob's assets were her prisons. Now, I'm not saying her kids are a prison. The fact that she was the only... those kids, yeah. But, but still.
Those kids.
She loves the
kids.
There's
your damn gerbil, Andy.
This is what mommy did to your gerbil, you piece of garbage.
God. Oh, poor gerbil.
Yeah,
did
poor
not deserve.
No, he didn't. Rip. It's kind of like that as she is taking these things from Bob, she's releasing herself and giving herself freedom. So it's like his 4 assets are her 4 prisons, and once his assets are all gone, then she can be free.
Yeah,
and
it's true.
Yeah, it's kind of like
that's really good. Yeah,
I feel like that's what I feel like. So the more she's taking things away from Bob, I mean, this is definitely a revenge, a calculated revenge. But
well
it's
deserved.
You see her like she looks better. She's
becoming
more
into her own.
Yes, she's starting to be her own person without just
more confident.
Mom of kids, cooker for husband, kids.
For sure,
Wife
I am
of
from
husband. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, and then again we catch Bob being a turd walking.
Yeah, now Bob is being skeezy with a new girl. Okay, so he's like just shown like walking out of like an elevator out of the building with just like some brunette on his arm. Like we literally never see this woman again. We have no idea who she is. And of course like they get a taxi. And then she goes up to his office and then no. Like they get away in the cab.
Yeah.
Yes, they're gone. And then Ruth goes into the office and like drops a little flyer because she knows eventually what she wants to do. She wants to plot a little seed in there to kind of cross off that career portion there.
Now she does a great job with the advertising because she knows Bob is full of himself.
And he's all about the sex appeal,
the
too.
literal person on this is literally like a sexy, like somebody that's from like Married with Children that Al would run into, like a sexy, like she has like a short skirt, short shirt, big boobs. And she's like, and they're like, call us, and, sure enough, next day that phone rings and, Bob is on the phone. He's looking for an assistant bookkeeper who knows their way around a computer and is not opposed to working with someone extremely attractive.
How scummy.
And she's like, would you like a man or a woman? He goes, of course, a woman. And she's like, of course. And she's like, I'll send someone over.
You don't know what you're into, Bob.
Well, it's Ruth on the phone, of course,
Yeah. And also, like, she totally sounds like herself. So Bob's an idiot for not realizing that it's her.
Yeah.
But it's fine.
But she has the perfect match for her. Or for Bob, I'm sorry. The perfect match for Bob. So we get to meet Olivia Honey.
What a cute name. She actually is adorable.
She is adorable.
And I do love, like, for each of their, like, interviews, like, they have, like, the little videos. So we just, like, see Ruth, like, playing back, like the video of, like, her, like, Olivia interviewing. And she's just like, oh my God, like, she is just perfect. So, of course, like, she gives Olivia the call. And, you know, she obviously knows that Olivia is the perfect for Bob to stray away from Mary and to get himself into some trouble here.
Well, Olivia's goal is to marry a very rich man so that she doesn't have to work anymore. But I will say Olivia she has bookkeeping skills, she has computer skills, so she is qualified for the position. She just happens to be absolutely
just also
insanely
adorable.
Gorgeous. Yeah. And she has this laugh that's like
Yeah. And this killer body, too. Like, she walks in and she's got the short black skirt. She's got, like, the cute little, like, he's, like
half shirt.
With, like, the like, structured jacket and stuff that. Like, it's giving, like, it's definitely giving the nanny. Like, this is something for sure Fran Drescher would wear. Like, it's gorgeous. And, like, when she walks in, like, it's just so funny because she's so sexualized right away. Like, she walks in and, like, he's, like, on the floor.
Fixing plugs or something, plugging something in.
I don't know what this man is doing. Man's is, like, on the carpet. And she, like, of course, like, she's got her cute little heels on and she's like, hello, like, I'm here for the position to interview for the secretary position. And he's, like, slowly looking her up like a little creep. Of course, like, staring, like, right at her boobs the whole time. I'm like, what are we doing, bud?
Yeah.
And then he's like, oh, you're hired, because he sees how smoking hot she is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, she's 100% hired. And then we cut to Mary Fisher, who's slowly losing her mind now. She's taken Ruth's place, is slowly going insane. So she's meeting at a very fancy restaurant. She's meeting her publisher. And she's asking her publisher. Her publisher's like, what is that in your hair? And she's like, what? Oh, it's a gummy bear. And she grabs a gummy bear and she eats it. She's like,
She's so real for that.
She would
Honestly,
never
I would have done
do that
too.
But now she's like,
could give. But because of all the chaos and, like, how much her life has changed.
Yeah.
Yes, she's kind of losing it here.
And then she's basically like, tell me how much you love my new book. And she's like, love in the rinse cycle. Like, it's terrible. Like, we're not going to, like, so you're going to publish my book? And she's like, not as it's written. Like, no, it's terrible.
Not as is.
And she's like, well, I'm going to exercise my right to go to different publishers. She's like, good luck. Bye. You know? And obviously the book doesn't do well at all. Like,
no.
It's literally the characters are named Bob.
There's a whole chapter on laundry.
Yeah, whole chapter on laundry, and the characters are like Bob. The heroine has 2 children. Husband's name is Bob. Like, it's literally her life. Yeah, and a dog. Yeah, and so she says the love scenes are great, but your heroine has 2 children and a husband named Bob.
And it's funny because when Mary storms off, she's like, I happen to love the name Bob. And then she, like, walks away like, girl, you did not eat with that. Like, Bob is not... We're not living for
what's
that.
happening here. Yeah, and she storms out and she runs past, the newsstand, because in New York they have the newsstands, and it's the People magazine. And it's, like, literally, like, it's like confessions of the
Mom Tells All.
Or something like that. Yeah, it's her mom, like... And then it's Mary Fisher, like, where's the baby? It's like, where's the son or whatever, like that. And so she's trying to grab all the People magazines and, like, throw them in the garbage. Yeah. And let's see.
So Ruth has a copy of it. So we cut back to Ruth because, she's just waiting for her everything to unfold that she planted. So Ruth is, like, looking through the magazine. And of course she's missing her children, even though her children are idiots. But as a mother, of course she's going to be missing her children. So she's looking at the pictures of Mary posing with Nicolette, and I think his name is Andy. I want to say Andrew. Yeah. And she's just like, man, like, this is kind of sad. And she, like, kind of pulls out an old picture of her and Bob and the 2 kids as well. And, you can tell that she's kind of missing just that connection a little bit, just from mom and kids. But we kind of see her, and she's, dressed to the nines, honestly. It's, like, very flattering. And then she also no longer has the big mole on her face. Right. I don't know how she got that off. Cryotherapy? Like, I don't know. She froze that thing off.
Yeah.
But she looks great. And we cut back to Mary now going crazy. Because now
Ruth went through, yeah.
Mary's going through exactly what Ruth did when Mary was stealing Bob away from her. And she's just, you know, spending time like in the bed, and she's just like, where the hell is this man? Like, she's used to like all these men like longing after her, right? Mm-hmm. She's usually the one that's chased, and now she feels crazy because she's the one doing the chasing. And of course, who is big old Bob spending time with now?
He's spending time with Olivia. He's late meetings and all the same stuff he told Ruth. And, you know, Mary looks tired, and she's got like half of a clay mask on and like stuff like, yeah, she looks tired, poor thing. And Garcia doesn't even want her. You know, he's like, you know, working out, and she's like, she thinks he's gonna kiss her, and he just slams the door in her face, like, you know. And Bob comes home late, of course, you know, and same old beeper goes off. She's like, Bob, is that you? You know, and he's like, oh, well, my car broke down. That crazy car, that Jaguar car, brand new Jaguar, just broke down all of a sudden. Liar, pants on fire. And he's thinking that, you know, such a long drive, he should spend the night at the office a couple nights a week to just save on the time, you know. And
he's so pathetic.
He's such an ass. So she throws the People magazine at him, and, you know, she's pounding in the bed, and they fight. He takes the sheets and he goes off to sleep somewhere else. He sleeps on the couch. The mom is hearing this from the other room.
Yeah, you like the walls are thin, and mom is in the other room, like the guest room, and she's literally like laughing her ass off the whole rest of the time while they're fighting because she can hear them arguing.
Yeah, and it cuts to the next morning. Mary's like gone, like she's like her sleeping mask on, and she's like face down, and then she's like, ooh, Bob. And she's like, oh my God, Bob's playing with, you know, my feet, you know, licking my feet, which is weird. If you're into that, no judgment, cool. Not into that myself, but. And she's like, oh, I forgive you, I love you. And she takes her thing off. It's the dog licking her feet. She's like, Scuzzy, fuzzy, get out of here. She calls him like
fuzzy. That just
she's like,
all
Scuzzy,
over the
fuzzy, fluffy, whatever your name is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah. So it was the dog. It's not Bob. Apologize.
Yeah.
And yeah, so, you know, she's going through what we went through. Bob's still seeing Olivia. Olivia's talking to Ruth about everything, you know. I don't know how, she calls him Bobby. I don't know how Bobby feels about me, you know. I'm kind of starting to really like him. And Ruth's like, you should tell him how you feel. And she's like, I don't know. And she goes, no, you should tell him how you feel. Well, she goes and she tells Bob when they're in their makeout session and, you know, getting ready to do it. And
all over the office.
What are they doing? And he goes, time to take some pictures, babe. And he puts her on the copier with his hands underneath her butt cheeks. And they're taking pictures. And it's his hands with her butt. And, you know, she's wearing a thong, so you see that. And there's like a whole bunch of copies being made, and you think nothing of it. You're just like, gross, he's gross. And then she's like, Bobby, I love you. I truly, truly love you. And then we cut to Olivia crying because what did Bob do to Olivia?
Yeah, he dumped her. And he also said that he accused her of sleeping her way to the top, as well as that she just wasn't working out because, you know, he didn't want anything serious, and he's a little skis-ball. So as Olivia is venting to Ruth about this, Ruth is just feeding into her and just being like, oh, that's really unfair that he took advantage of you. And like kind of putting all of these things in her head, because it's true. He did take advantage of her. And as soon as things got serious, then he was a jerk and literally like fired her. And, you know, maybe what if she really needed that job? I don't know. So Ruth and Olivia now devise this plan because it kind of slips out, because Olivia was talking about like, oh yeah, and he's a total slime ball. Like he transfers money to his own account that he labels like a Switzerland account. And we find out later it's a personal account. So that he's just like embezzling from his actual, like customers.
Yeah.
Like his actual like people that he's clients. Yes, that's the word I'm looking for, is clients. So then they devise a plan to sneak into Bob's office and then transfer money so then they can call the IRS and kind of get some motion on that. So because Olivia was fantastic at her job, she was completely qualified. She actually knew all of the passwords to be able to do all the wire transfers from Bob's account. And it's so funny because when they get started, you know, she's just like, okay, so $1,000? And Ruth's like, girl, higher. And she's like, how about 10,000? Higher. And then she's like, 25,000. So then they end up on 100,000. So Ruth's like, okay, that sounds good. No, I know. And then Olivia's like, let's do 200,000. And then she types in, she's like, to whatever it is, like Switzerland or whatever, and it says Bob's name on it, Bob Cratchit, and then they do that wire transfer. And then as they're doing the wire transfer, Ruth walks around the office and they still have those copies of Olivia's butt and Bob's hands all over her butt. And it's Bob's hands because he's got that stupid scummy pinky ring that Mary got him with the RP on it for Robert Cratchit. So Ruth obviously knows that and 100% can identify that, so she takes that for later.
Yeah. So Ruth, so she finds those. Mary is at a book signing for her Love in the Rinse Cycle or whatever, and nobody's there. Nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Yeah, nobody cares. The book is a bomb. Bob gives Mary a piece of fan mail as they're driving in. They get the mail, and he gives her like the mail as they drive into the house after the gate. It's a piece of fan mail. She's like, oh, great. Well, she opens it, and it's a picture of Olivia's butt with Bob's pinky ring. And she's like, she hits Bob. She runs to the house and shouts, you are. And he goes, you are the only woman that I love or that I've been faithful to. And as as she receives these butt pictures.
Right.
Here's where it all starts to fall apart. Uda quits. Too many people now. Like there's dogs.
She's like, I literally signed up to be a maid for one person and now turned into 6 people. What the hell?
Garcia is being super creepy with an underage Nicolette. Dude, she's a kid. They're like sexy dancing and she's like dressed all like slutty. I think she's wearing like a see-through shirt with like a bra or something.
Yeah, she's wearing like one of Mary's like little dresses.
Yeah. And
she's wearing like a full face of makeup.
She's in high school.
And then in the background, like Andy's drinking like a bottle of wine.
With grandma.
And Garcia definitely like has his hands like on her ass while they're like dancing. It's like really creepy.
Yeah. And so Garcia's fired. She just clean the house. Garcia's fired.
Yep. Get the hell out of here.
Nicolette, take off that dress. Nicolette says, you're not my mother. She slaps her right in the fucking face. I love it.
Yep.
And she said,
I'm on Mary's side on that one.
And I was like,
and she listens.
Yeah. And then the mom gets up, like the grandma gets up and she's like, sit down, mother. And then she grabs Andrew and tells him that he's grounded just as Bob enters. And she's like, Bob! And she says she's taking back her life and things are going to be different starting now. And then Andrew throws up right on the carpet because he was drinking.
It's so disgusting. Like, also, how do you not know you're going to throw up? Like, It's
like 4 Christmases. If I see it, I do it.
No, literally. And it just, like, comes and they show it. Ugh.
Yeah, it's pretty gross. So after Andrew throws up, so it cuts back to Ruth, who is calling the IRS. She calls information on the payphone. They give her the number. She writes the number on her little list of Bob's assets, and she ends up calling them. She crosses out career, and then she circles freedom. That's her last list on her revenge list. And Mary decides to throw a party. She's basically like, you will all behave or I'm going to like beat your asses, basically. And all her, fake fancy friends are there and they're like, oh, great party, Mary. This is fantastic. And she's like, thank you. And the kids are just like bored as hell, but they're like dressed up and, and then Bob's,
they're present.
Bob wants to make a toast to Mary. Mary, you are the absolute best. It's a great life, and it is only going to get better. Here's to you, hun. How's it going to get better, Ireland?
Yeah, as he's like raising his glass for a toast, the FBI or the IRS busts in, and he's just like, Bob, you're coming with us, bud. You're getting arrested for fraud and embezzlement. And Bob is like, what do you say? And obviously he gets put in handcuffs, and my favorite line of this whole thing, Mrs. Fisher is literally like, bye-bye, Bobby. And she's like laughing as he's literally getting handcuffed and dragged out of the place. And little bitch Bob is crying in the police car because now he's finally got caught for all his repercussions that he hasn't faced this whole time. And, of course, because every skeezy guy has another skeezy guy in their life. So, of course, his first words to Mary is Larry, because that's his lawyer and his buddy and whatever. So they kind of flashed forward because now, of course, he was like kind of released from custody.
Yeah, obviously
for
made
a little
bail.
bit.
He made bail.
Yes, he made bail because they've got money.
Yeah.
But they obviously still have a trial date. So now Mary and Bob are meeting with Larry the lawyer. And Larry just lays it out for them. He is withstanding 26 counts of embezzlement and fraud. So he says he's looking to a couple $100,000 in fines, plus about 2 to 5 years in prison. So there's a lot happening right now.
Yeah, and I love how he first says $200,000 to $300,000 in fines. And then Bob happily just goes, oh, that's a lot, but we can handle it, right, honey? Meaning Mary's going to pay for it.
Like, she's going to pay for it. Yeah, because he doesn't have any money because he embezzled all of his money.
And then he says, plus 2 to 5 years in prison. And he's like, well, you have to do something, Larry. I can't go to prison, Yeah. And Larry says, the solution to your problems lies in 2 words. Judge Phillips.
Of course, he's a part of the boys club. So this judge that is supposed to be on his trial, of course, is like Larry's dad's like old golf partner, old buddy, and he also goes very easy on white collared criminals because who knows if he's taking any payments or, maybe he's just like that kind of guy. Yep. Doesn't seem, the cleanest, but it is what it is.
Yeah, their defenses are gonna chalk it up to a software glitch. That the glitch did it. The glitch transferred all the money.
Yeah.
And then he goes, well, the biggest amount that was transferred was from Mary's account. That was an accident, right?
Oh, this is news to Mary. Mary had no flippin' idea.
Mary's not happy.
Of course, Bob's like, oh, of course it was an accident. And Mary is pissed.
Yeah. So Larry's like, well, I'm going to go play golf with the judge to finalize, and I'll finalize everything. And then Bob, goes to Mary and she's like, don't touch me, Bob. I know you have been stealing from me. I want you out of my life and you're fired. Perfect. So she's getting her life back. So then we cut to the, someone has called one of the court workers, and it pans to the first lady we saw, the one whose husband
who had 3 kids,
the bookkeeping experience that she did. Yeah. She works at the courthouse, and she is the one that kind of handles the judge's assignments. And she's like, the voice on the phone is like, can you change Judge Phillips to, somebody else? And, she's like, yes, of course, anything for you, And then we see it's Ruth on the other end of the line that, and then of course we see, she's like, of course, anything for you. Thank you so much. Oh, the job's working great. Yes, I love it. Thank you so much. I can't thank you enough. Hangs up. She's got a rose on still. A little rose pin on still. And when Bob shows up for court with Larry, they're literally talking about taking the judge out for dinner later. Oh, I'll pay for everything. Yeah. And it's like, oh, yeah. Oh, they're like, oh, yeah. They're just shooting the shit. Like, well, yeah, they're not a care in the world. Well, who comes and sits down in that judge's seat? It's not Judge Phillips.
It is not Judge Phillips, and it is Queen Judge Brown. And of course, she is just an amazing woman, and Bob is not looking happy right now. He is like, oh, that is not who Judge Phillips looks like. So we are in trouble.
Yes.
It's also nice to see a little cameo to that court reporter, so the person on the typewriter. She is from Vesta Rose because she has her little rose pin, and we can tell. And, Judge Brown is feeling very, very gentle because she only sentences Bob to 18 months in prison. Still gives him $250,000 fines, though, but does only schedule 18 months in prison because they said it was going to be about 2 to 5, so cut it a little short.
Yeah.
She's feeling gracious.
Yeah. Larry's really sorry. I don't know. And then Larry just leaves like, bye. And Bob is taken into custody. Yeah. Ruth has crossed out freedom. So, so she's
done.
Yeah. She throws that paper away. She has, basically she's free now. And Ruth goes, poor Bob. I almost feel sorry for him, almost. Because as he's being taken away, he sees Ruth sitting in the courtroom, obviously. I mean, she looks great. She looks great. Yeah. She got makeup. He's like, honey, you look great. He's like, where have you been? Please help me. That's my wife. Oh, and then that's when she says, I feel sorry for him, almost. And so she burns the completed revenge list. Mary Fisher, it kind of like does like a, what's going on now? Mary Fisher is selling her house and wants nothing to do with Bob. Bob is doing the dishes in prison. His lasagna's burning. He put it on $5.25 instead of $3.50 for 20 minutes.
And I do love that he's getting yelled at by some of the other prisoners, just like he yelled at Ruth for burning some stuff too in the kitchen. So I'm like, he's getting a little taste of his own medicine.
Correct.
Right
now. Yeah, because now he has to do dishes and he has to clean up after everybody, and he's trying to. Yeah. And he's got a visitor who decides to visit him.
Yeah, so Ruth brings the kids, so it is really nice. And in that prison, they are just like doing like contact visits, I guess. I don't know. They just kind of let the kids like run in the field.
He's
and,
a
like,
white collar criminal, so I think it's more like it's
I don't know. I never seen nothing like that. But the kids all run up to him and, he's just, very thankful and just being very thankful to Ruth because he's like, oh my God, thank you so much for bringing the kids. And then also mentions like, oh, you look great. Like, and of course, Ruth is like, oh, you look good too, whatever.
Thanks. Yeah.
And my favorite part of this is that he really tries to be like a chef now. He's like, oh, kids, I made you cookies. And they're literally like burnt to a freaking crisp.
Oh, yeah.
They literally are like solid, like charcoal, basically. And he's like, okay, try one. Like, you have to really tell me how it is. And the kids are like eating it. And they're like, great. It's like a
Christmas
National Lampoon Christmas Vacation. They're like,
yeah. And he like takes the water. He's like,
literally. Yeah. So that's kind of what we got going on. And Bob is like trying to do some promising things. He's like, oh, I would love for, I get out in a couple months. I would love to cook you guys some dinner and come home and, all these things. And Ruth is like, oh, I would like
just to cook.
No, you would not like that. Just leave him alone.
Mary has a new book, Trust and Betrayal. She's going in a different direction. She's not really writing like the poofy...
The romance.
Yeah, the romance.
Fabio books.
Yeah, she's on the Sally Jesse Raphael.
She was like Sarah Jessica Parker.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you were about to say.
Yeah, it's Sally Jesse Raphael. She's the one with the red glasses. She was a real talk show host. And this book has gotten fabulous reviews. At the book signing, there are people at the book signing because this is a good book. And someone hands her a book and says, oh, who should I make it out to? And she's like, would you sign it to Ruth? And she gives it to Ruth, whose eyes glow red really quick. And Ruth leaves, and Mary's kind of like she noticed her, but she doesn't know who she is. And then a man comes up and wants, like he starts talking to Mary. So it looks like Mary's met a new man.
Yeah, she's like, oh, it's just Miss Fisher. Also, you can call me Mary. So,
yeah.
She's like, homegirl, I am single and ready to mingle. And he's cute. So, go crazy, Mary.
Yep. And then we end with Ruth walking downtown. It's playing You're the Devil in Disguise by Elvis Presley in the background. She's got her book at hand. And then there's like, as she's walking, it gets more crowded and crowded with women. And then she just smiles and it ends with that. So, that's how it ends.
The end.
Yeah, so budget time. So this came out December 8th, 1989. Budget was $16 million. Opening weekend, it made $3,509,647. Gross worldwide was $15 million. $351,421. So technically a bomb.
Almost broke even. Yeah.
This is where Cult Classic comes in because it's a revenge movie. It's a women's revenge movie. So people. This was
not for everyone.
Yeah, this was Roseanne Barr's film debut. Now she did have the show Roseanne. It was like the first half had already been filmed. Like I think this was the first season it was on. And so it was on hiatus for that. Like how it like cuts goes from like September to December. With it
Yeah.
It was on hiatus. So she filmed this. So this was her film debut. So they also considered for Bob Cratchit, Jeff Daniels, or Jeff Bridges.
I love Jeff Bridges. What the heck?
He would have been handsome because I still think, even though he's an older gentleman now, he's still a good-looking
adorable
man. And he was really good-looking when he was younger. In the 80s, he would have been
true.
Yeah, for sure.
Like his peak.
Yeah. And Jeff Daniels is a good-looking guy, too. So I think either one of them would have been like... But then there's no way I would have believed that they would have married someone like Ruth.
That's true.
Yeah.
Out of wedlock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So this was Meryl Streep's first ever full comedy movie. They almost didn't want her because they were afraid that she could not do comedy because she was such a serious actress. And she's like, well, let me try. I thought she did great.
I thought she did a great job, and she's adorable. It's just like her in this movie. I don't know how far this movie and Death Becomes Her like was filmed, but like she just like gave Death Becomes Her vibes in like the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, she was perfect for Death Becomes Her, which we will do one of these days.
Yes, so good.
So here, there were many people that were considered for Ruth. I'm actually kind of shocked that Roseanne did beat some of these actresses.
Okay.
Because I think a couple of them would have been perfect. Some of them were not right for this role. Kathy Bates. So Kathy Bates.
Perfect.
I think she would have been good.
Yeah,
Bette Midler, because she was in a lot of those 80 movies. I think she would have been really good in that. Catherine O'Hara.
She's too... Yeah.
Yeah, she's too, like, I don't know.
She's who I think, like, a perfect mom
would
be. Like, I feel like she has her life together, so I feel like she wouldn't be perfect for that. Not saying anything bad about Kathy Bates or Bette Midler, but...
No way in hell in this next one. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh, hell no. Come on, people.
You cannot make this one. They try to make her look so frumpy in Catwoman.
And she's still smoking.
She's still...
Be so for real.
She's still beautiful.
She's stunning.
Do you know what she's really beautiful in? Grease 2.
Guys, this is not funny anymore.
They also were thinking of Beverly D'Angelo. Again, wouldn't work. She's the wife from...
Yeah, she's from National Lampoon's, or Christmas Vacation.
Rosie O'Donnell. She might have worked. Ali Sheedy. No way.
Yeah, no.
Kathleen Turner.
I don't know who this one is. It's okay.
Chandler's dad.
Okay.
Friends.
Got it. Yep. Got it.
That's Yeah, Kathleen Turner was like, she was in this, was it some kind of Romancing the Stone and then The Jewel of the Nile or something. It was 2 movies. She was with Michael Douglas. And this was like, they were both like super sexy.
Yeah.
Prime, prime, gorgeous. Yes.
Okay.
So, for Bob, talk about canceled. Jeffrey Jones was the first choice for Bob. Do you know who Jeffrey Jones is?
I don't even know who that is.
He's the principal from Ferris Bueller.
He's
in jail for child pornography.
Perfect.
Yeah, so he's definitely canceled. So Larry the lawyer, okay? His name is Jack Gilpin. He is the father of Betty Gilpin. I don't know if that's how I say it. I'm bad at names. Everybody knows this already.
It's okay. You're fine.
She was Liberty Bell in Glow with Allison Brie. So she was the best friend.
Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah.
He was the blonde one that Allison Brie was, sleeping with her husband. Yeah. So that's his daughter. Yeah. And then, of course, as I had mentioned, Lifestyles of the Rich and the Famous was a real show, and it did star Robin Leach, and that really was Robin Leach.
Excuse me.
That was him, and he made a cameo in that. So I think that's all I have. There really wasn't a lot. It was just, will Roseanne be able to make that? Like, will she be, this is her first role? Meryl Streep. Oh, I don't think she can play a comedy. She can play anything she wants. She's great.
Yeah.
She's the queen.
True.
Yeah, so that is that. So here's what I'm thinking. So I've been kind of thinking about our next round of movies.
Okay.
We could do a month. I figured we could do a month. So maybe we could do February or March. I would love to do a Tim Curry month.
You know, I love Tim Curry. Is Clue in that? Can we involve Clue in that?
Yes, I've got 4 movies for that. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So I've got Clue.
Okay, perfect.
I've got Legend. Okay.
I've never seen that one.
That's Tom Cruise is in that as well. So that's one of those, like, you probably haven't seen that movie.
No.
And I was thinking The Three Musketeers.
Okay, I haven't seen that in a long time.
Because he's the cardinal in that one. He's really good. That has Rebecca De Mornay. These are all like 90 stars. Yeah. Charlie Sheen's in it.
If I see them, I know who they are.
Kiefer Sutherland looks wonderful in it. It's great. Yeah.
Sutherland.
I think it's, who's the other one? I forgot his name. Anyways, so that one, because that's fun. And then, of course, Rocky Horror Picture Show. I know we have 2 of our OG listeners, Will and Mel, that would like us to do that one. So we did make a promise. So we will do that Tim Curry month for you because I know you asked for that.
I love Tim Curry.
Yes.
We'll happily
do. We'll probably save that one for last. I don't know.
Save the best for last.
That one's just so fun.
It is so fun.
And I love Tim Curry. I was like so in love with him. So that's what I was thinking. So of course, you know what you're thinking. But I would like to do a Tim Curry month. So I don't know what month we want to do that. Yeah. I was thinking next month. So
yeah, let's do February.
Okay, we'll do February is Tim Curry month. And then what are we gonna do next week? What are we thinking?
Let's do Encino Man.
Okay. Great.
Because we haven't done anything with Brendan Fraser yet. So
I love Brendan Fraser. Yeah. So we'll do Encino Man. All right. So I'll cut all those other ones out so people don't know our secrets.
Are not our secrets.
Yeah, so many secrets. All right, so next week we will be doing Encino Man with Brendan Fraser and Pauly Shore and Robin Tooney's in that from Empire Records. Yeah, and Sean Astin, right? Sean Astin's in that.
Think so.
Yeah.
I love Sean Astin.
Yeah. So
I was literally rewatching Stranger Things and bawling my eyes out because Sean Astin. So Bob.
Yeah, Bob. So.
A good Bob.
Yep. So that's where we're going. We're off to tape our it's Florida Man episodes. Excited for these.
You are not ready.
You're not ready for these
because the first two are so tame compared to like all the rest of them, and we thought they were so wild. But episode 3 and episode 4 are absolutely insane.
They're hilarious. Yes.
Amazing.
I do have an outfit for that one.
You're in for a treat.
Yeah, it's a treat. So hopefully you'll join us in a couple days when I'm going to try to get this one out ASAP, but I might delay a little bit on the Florida Man so it's not like double.
Yeah, it's at the convenience, you know.
Yeah, that's what we did say. We said it could be 2 in a week, 1 in a week, 1 every other week. We don't know. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you to everybody that, listens to us. If you haven't subscribed, like and subscribe is wonderful. We are on all these different platforms. We're on Spotify.
Yeah, anywhere you can listen to your podcast, we're there.
Yeah, Spotify and YouTube. You can see our lovely faces if you don't want to see our lovely faces. Spotify, you can also just listen to audio. Apple Podcasts is audio. I'm sure we're on other ones too. But yeah, those are our main ones. We do post clips on our Instagram, Butterscotch Rewatch. Everything's Butterscotch Rewatch. So Facebook, Instagram. I'm trying to get Ireland to bring me into the 21st century with TikTok.
Realm.
She's got to do that. Yeah, so she has to handle that. I'm not smart enough to do that.
I'm not I don't post anything on TikTok, but I'm chronically online, so
yeah,
I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah, so thank you again for everybody that subscribes. We, this ever becomes something, we will not forget those of you that have been with us since the beginning. We will not forget you. So,
and it's just fun.
Yeah, and
it's just fun.
Either way, we just like doing
get out
this
of our
for fun.
Exactly, just to kind of escape reality of our day jobs and stuff like that, and just cover things that we love, because we're those annoying people where we sit on the couch and we're like, I know where that person's from, and then we IMDb every single movie that they've been in. Yeah. So we like to watch every single movie.
Everybody hates us when they watch movies with us. They're like, are you?
Yeah, that's why we are perfect to watch movies together. Yeah.
So thanks again, guys. Thanks for joining another episode of Butterscotch Rewatch. I am Katie, the Gen X mom.
And I'm Ireland, the Gen Z daughter.
And we'll catch you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.